How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the Average Garage. As per usual, it's a bit of a shit show. Yeah, I have made an ass of this episode, but let's see what we can do with the whole bunch of footage that I've got, and it has absolutely no direction. So I'm going to try and give it a little bit of direction, give you a bit of an update of what's going on, give you an idea of how I'm going to run the coolant lines for the heater core, and what else are we doing? The aircon lines, power steering line, all that sort of stuff. We're just rigging it all up, and then I'm going to take the lines in to hopefully get them adapted to make it work, and let you know what's going on with the thermo fans. So yeah, hopefully this episode won't turn out terrible, but we'll see how we go. So yeah, heater hoses, aircon lines, power steering line, radiator, and the thermo fans. Let's get to it. Alright, so starting off in the engine bay, I did have the bumper on. Also, I'm going to mock the intercooler up. That'll be in another episode. So we've fitted all the aircon lines. So I had to buy one because this, I don't know which one it is, but whatever, the feed line into the car. Turns out I either threw that one out or gave it away with the donor car. So what I've done is I bought another one. So these are the lines on the compressor, of the lines from the FG. I've just cut the rubber line because I can cut the rubber line. And I've got the original lines from the EL. So what I've done is I've cut the rubber, given myself plenty of extra, and you'll see I've marked here, I've actually cable tied the hoses together and I've marked where I want them cut and joined. Or yeah, well, they can cut it and join it wherever they want when I get it taken to whoever's going to do it. But that's just for reference of how long the hose needs to be and what the top of each hose is. So I've just done that for both the hoses, because you can see that one down there as well. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is rip them off and take them in somewhere to get them pretty much just a straight joiner put in there, because it has to be all crimped properly, because they're high pressure and whatnot and have gases and all sorts in it. Now we can move on to the radiator. As you can see, I've got a big shiny aluminium radiator in there. This is a Whirley's 3-core eBay special. It doesn't fit very well. I had to trim part of the bracketry of the radiator off the bottom just to get it to fit into the rad support. So that was a bit of a pain in the ass, and not really, you know, you don't really want to cut up brand new stuff. But that's in there and it fits, but the tank is hitting on either side, which is a bit piss poor. So just down in here, yeah, down in this gap, the tank is actually hitting the crash support or the rad support. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take it back out anyways, and make sure it's not doing anything real dumb, but we'll see how we go. And then I did have the EFEL thermofans fitted on the radiator. It was a very tight fit, that's why I broke half of it off. I did a lot of trimming trying to get them to fit, but there was just not enough clearance. Between this tensioner pulley and the radiator, I have 90mm, and those fans alone are 80mm. So that leaves me 5mm either side. I don't want them touching the radiator, and I don't want them touching the idler pulley or the tensioner pulley. So I was kind of stuck for what to do. So I'm going to take a bit of an unusual approach. I'm not going to be running a shroud, or at least not yet. I've got some slimline thermofans on their way, and they're the ones that just have the plastic ties that go through the radiator and stick to the radiator. So I'm going to run them for now, and then I've got a piece of metal down there. I might use that to make a shroud in the near future, but we'll see how we go. Ideally, I'd like to run the stock ones, so whether I can try and move the motor back or do whatever, yeah. But the only thing is, if I start moving stuff now, I'm going to run into clearance issues, and I don't want to do that. So I'd rather just deal with this problem or put a stock radiator back in. Anyways, let's get back into it. I'm going to chuck the car back up on the tough lift, and we're going to have a look at the heater core hose and yeah, see what I've done and how I've made it work. So to start off, just before I chuck it back up on the tough lift and lift it all up, you can see down here, this is the supply line, the hard line coming out of the water pump. This usually, because the FG had the heater core on this side here. So what I've done is I've used an old piece of 90° off one of the old FG hoses, and I've used one of the factory crossover pipes that runs around the back of the head. That runs the water pump out and then around the back of the head and through under the manifold. Then I've got a U-section or a 90 degree. I can't remember. We'll have a look when we get up there, but that's how I've got it round the back of the head to the other side of the block. And then it comes back towards us here, but I have cut it and I've put another hose on there, and we'll see all that in a minute. All right, folks, I'm going to try and show you the heater lines now. As you can see up the top here, they come out of the heater core and drop straight down next to the intake manifold. So I apologize if you can't see much, but we're going to try. So right there you can see the heater tap and one line with a straight joiner in it just under the heater tap there. The straight line goes up that way into the hard line up around here, and the other line follows up to the other hard line just under the intake manifold up here above the tap. So while it may be hard to see, you can just sort of see through there. That's where the hard line connects to the rubber line, just behind the starter motor or above the starter motor, and the other one is just through there. So that's how I've got the heater tap set up. Alright folks, so now it's time to drop the car back down. I found a place that can do the aircon lines and the power steering line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the car back down off the tough lift and remove the aircon lines as well as every single O-ring on that system, because yeah, I don't want it to leak. So I'm going to get all new O-rings for the whole system. That way I know that it won't have any leaks. And I'm going to take the aircon lines in tomorrow, as well as all the O-rings, get them all matched up and get the aircon lines. They probably won't get done tomorrow, but I'm going to at least drop them off so the ball's rolling. And yeah, then I'm also taking the power steering pump, wherever the hell I've put that, down there, because they're going to have a look at the fitting into the power steering pump and see if they can make up the top part of the line. So that's tomorrow's, well, now I'm going to rip them all out. That's today's job, but that's tomorrow's job to drop them all off. So yeah, now we can get to that, I suppose. So yeah, let's get into it. Sorry to interrupt folks, but while I was editing this episode I realized how long it was going to be, so I'm going to break it up into two parts. So this is the end of the first episode, so thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate everybody's support. If you want to help out the channel, please look down below, check out the Patreon site. I can't promise a lot, but every dollar helps. Otherwise, yeah, watch a few more videos, click on a few ads, do whatever you need to do. Thank you very much for watching, appreciate everybody, and we'll see you all in part 2, which will be up next weekend. Cheers guys!